What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to talk about some deals of the week. It is March 2nd, 2026, and we're going to look at 3 to 4 different online vendors and figure out which one has the best deals, see what's close to spot, if anything's under spot, and if the deals are actually worth buying or not. Starting off, let's look at SD Bullion. To be honest, I don't know if I'm super impressed or not. You're looking at a 1 ounce silver eagle for $8.99 over spot, but it looks like that only happens if you buy 500 or more. I don't know. That doesn't scream a deal to me. At least a screaming deal. The 1.5 ounce Canadian isn't as bad. It looks like you also have to buy though 45 plus. A good way to know is this deal right here as this $2.99 over spot. If it applied just to everything, it would just say 1 and have that 140, 144. When it has 15 to 44 or 45 plus, that's how you have to buy a certain amount to get that deal. So that's not as appetizing as it could be. 5 ounce for $4 over spot, so you're paying extra $20 for all that. I don't know. That just seems a little high, especially when it's another as low as. So I'm not seeing anything that's making me jump out. 1/4 ounce of silver coins with $1.09 over spot. If you are looking for something like that, that's not too bad. But again, if you're trying to do more smaller denomination of silver, like 1/4 ounces or X, Y, and Z, buy constitutional. You don't want that. Unless if you're maybe giving it as a gift, but maybe then if you're trying to get someone into stacking. Oh, $10 face value. It's not horrible. That's the best one they got, in my opinion. The reason why that's the best is usually when you're buying silver, especially if you're new, the premiums and the spread is what's going to get you. Now, you should be holding silver for a long period. This isn't something like, oh, I buy it today, it's going to go up $20 in 2 weeks and I sell it. Very rarely happens. Even if it does go up $20 because silver has been volatile lately, but still, places you're going to sell it will not give you that usually, unless you sell it online peer-to-peer. So something like this isn't too bad because at spot, to be honest though, the spread on constitutional is pretty bad that even buying an at spot isn't that great. Now I do gotta say, I'm a big fan of half dollars because you can hold them in your hands, you can play with them or mess with them, and they feel big enough to be like a cool silver round, but you don't have to worry about messing with anything that's uncirculated and worry about scratching your silver because some people care about that. I don't necessarily as much, especially when you start buying generics. Or I'm like something like this, you really don't want to scratch up because that does hurt resale value a lot. This, it doesn't hurt nothing. But that's pretty much all SD Bullion has. It looks good, sadly. I was kind of hoping they'd have more of a screaming deal, but what can you do? Next up, we're going to Monument Metals. Let's see what they got. This US Mint $1 silver commencement BU proof. That's actually not too bad. That's $2.05 under spot. Now, if I remember correctly, here you can see how it says one quality that is showing. So $1.99 under melt. My math wasn't too bad. That's not too bad. That's actually pretty decent. The only thing is I don't know how many people will recognize these compared to constitutional or anything else. So just keep that in mind. 3/4 ounce secondary. Again, these fractionals are just hard, and the reason why that is people like clean ounces. They want 1 ounce. They don't want a 3/4. But if you get it cheap enough, it's probably going to be worth it. And it's looking like it's about $1 over spot. So I don't know. They do have some decent sales on their constitutional. I will pull up the one that I really like, right? Oh, it would be right here. This is actually probably one of the better deals I've seen for constitutional. This is selling $2.35 roughly because this fluctuates back a spot. So it is under. So it's right now selling for $2.35 under this 89.88. That's pretty good because Mercury's, if you can collect dimes, these are the better dimes to collect. And the reason why is the other dimes are Roosevelt's, which I will put up in the screen here. These were only made of silver. The other ones are still in circulation today, but they just stopped putting some silver in them past 1964. So when someone sees these, they are instantly recognizable. And a lot of stackers like that, especially, I don't know, if you're more buying silver because you think it's for a rainy day, or you don't trust banks, or you don't think the fiat currency is going to be good, or you think we're going to have some power outage and you're going to have to negotiate for a gallon of gas or food, these are really good. And they're so tiny. 14 of these equal an ounce because $1.40 face value, which I made a video kind of explaining. But pretty much 14 of these dimes equals 1 ounce. So take your 89.83, divide that by 14. They're worth about $6.40 a piece. So you can kind of do with that information as you want, but that's probably a really good deal right now. It looks like Monument Metals also has these Franklin half dollars. Had a decent deal, a little bit under spot. I think it was $1.89 also when I was doing my math. So that's better than SD Bullion because really at a half dollar, to be honest. But the other thing I saw that I thought was pretty good from Monument Metals, they usually have a little bit better deals in my opinion, but you gotta hunt, would be these Coal Silver Eagles. For $92.62, so $2, almost $3 over spot, let's just round up. These are going to be your most recognizable silver you'll ever get. Everyone can verify if it's a Silver Eagle or not. Granted, there's a lot of fakes out there, but Monument Metals is a very legit company. You'll get real silver from these guys. Now, if this is your first stacking round, these are a pretty good buy. Still hard to say for $3 over spot. Eagles do sell over spot usually. Now, buyers will pay a little bit more for Eagles than anything else because they're that valuable, because they're backed by the government mint, but when they're coal like this, it does hurt the resale value. So depending on the markets in a few years, these probably will be worth more over spot than they are now. But it's a gamble. But I can almost guarantee these will keep money. Any silver you buy over the course of 5 years will keep more value than if you stacked $92.62, put it in a mason jar, and buried in the backyard. So that's all I really found on Monument Metals. Money Metals Exchange, let's see what they got. I've ordered from these guys in the past. This one isn't bad. So these would be different countries' versions of the American Silver Eagle. You got Austria, you got some Britannias, you got Australias. So you got a whole bunch. I don't see it. Usually China has a Panda. Those are kind of popular. Again, 1 ounce silver, 99 pure. Which, remember, constitutional is 90% pure. That's why it takes $1.40 to get to a full ounce, while these are 0.99 of 1 ounce, so they're 1 ounce rounds. They just have a dollar value of whatever country they are in associated to it. To be honest, for $4.99 over an ounce, I think I would buy the Eagles. Eagles usually are a little bit better, have a little bit higher demand. But if I was just going to stack it, just trying to get the most ounces, right now those Merc dimes are kind of screaming at you. They're a move. APMEX, APMEX is what I call it. I could be pronouncing it wrong, but we'll see what they got. Nothing great. They're selling secondary rounds for $5 over spot, and that's a sale. It's kind of rough, in my opinion. Like a 1 ounce, that's a cool bar. $6 over spot, though, is a pretty hard pill to swallow. So top picks, I would say top 3 I would buy would be these Eagles. I think that's pretty good. $2.91 over spot is not bad for Eagles. You really cannot complain. These rolls of $10 face value, half dollars, I like also. Again though, just to let you guys know, 90% is a controversial topic right now because some people are saying you should just only be buying 90% because in 3 years from now it's going to be different. Blah. Refineries aren't buying now, but in 3 years they're going to be begging you for this stuff. And some people are like, yeah, it's just not worth it because if you buy it now for $2 under spot, I bet they are buying it for $10 or $11 under spot. The spreads are pretty big. Spreads are probably not as big on this as of right now. But in the next 3 to 5 years, these are probably going to be okay. And these would definitely be okay. Everyone loves the Mercury dimes. And it's because you can tell what they are. You know what they are. There's not a lot of fakes out there. And they're cool. Look at that. And they're $2.35 under spot. I'm like, come on, how do you go wrong? But it's kind of, that's a chunk of change. $312 is rough. The Eagles, you can spend $200 and get your free shipping. Buy 2 of them. And Like this one, you gotta do $10 face. So I understand that this can be expensive. I really recommend though trying to at least spend $200 so you get free shipping. I'm pretty sure that's what most of these guys do. If you're like, well, I'd rather have something a little nicer looking, you could get this eagle, but I just don't think that's the deal. I don't think that's the best deal. I think the top two are this guy right here, the ASE, and then the Merc Dimes. Third contender would be this. Funny how they're all through Monument Metals. We'll have to see in the future when I do these if Monument Metals keeps having the better deals or there's other stuff out there. But thank you very much. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. If I missed anything, let me know. I will probably be reviewing these four: SD Bullion, Monument Metals, Money Metal Exchange, and APMEX at least once a week, or if they change anything weekly or even couple times during the week, I'll review any good deals. But every Monday I'm going to try to have a walkthrough of what's probably a good deal, what isn't a good deal, and go from there. If there's any quick flash sales that we should get on, I'll make sure to make a video about that too. But thank you. If you have any questions, again, please leave a comment, and I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you.